We're back with Eastleigh and we've taken the 1 professionalism squad and we've just made every single player have 20 professionalism. Everything else is identical. We flip reversed it like we have done on the other ones to see the difference one attribute changing from the worst to the best can actually make. If you've not seen the previous one, it was a very interesting experiment with no professionalism. This one, I'm sure it's going to be equally as interesting. Let's jump in. So here we go then. Yeah, it's the same mid-journey team that you saw last time. And there you go. Professionalism is at 20. Of course, as per the experiment, same transfer value to Saudi Arabia, same everything for all the players, even the breakdown of attributes that Football Manager give them for their current ability of 90. It's the same players. I didn't even redo the database and restart the game. I resaved the game under a different file name and I went in and just manually edited everyone's professionalism just like that. There you go. That's what I did. If anyone cares. In terms of Eastleigh, of course, they've got a transfer embargo until 2045, which is when all the players will leave to go to Saudi Arabia, as per the other experiments. But if you're new around here and you don't know that, that is how we've set this up. We're in the Vanarama National League. And Richard Hill managed to get them out of the Vanarama National League quite quick last time. Can he do it again, this time with a squad full of professional players? Let's go. Well, he did, and he won the league by 22 points. They've absolutely annihilated the league this time. They limped through in the playoffs last time. If you've not seen that video, go and watch it. There'll be a few spoilers littered out through all this. But let me tell you, it was a very interesting experiment. Even if I say so myself because I did it, I think it was an interesting watch because there's a lot to unpick and there's a lot to unpack in terms of the professionalism attribute and how important it can be. Well, we're showing now how important it can be. Last time they limped through in the playoffs. This time they've won the league by 22 points. And shall we have a look at the squad then? And look at that. Every single player in the first 11, every single player has made it over 100 in terms of current ability. Even Eastleigh left back, who's down at 100. Is that because he didn't play much? He played 8 times, 4 times in cup competitions as well, but 8 times, whereas so many of them in the 1-teens, like nearly all of them to be fair, a lot of them knocking on the door of the 120s. We've got 3 119s, 4 118s, so 7 players are within touching distance of that milestone of 120 current ability. That's a huge jump for the first season. Huge jump. Very impressive. Well, they're in League 2 now, and I'm expecting them to go up at the first time of asking, to be honest. As are the media. You put £91 on, you get £1 back, I think. Again, I always say apologies if I got this wrong, but, you know. And look at this. This is the first time I think we've seen this. All 11 players are in the Media Dream 11. And that's because the wingers, they've been retrained to play on the side of midfield. Because Richard Hill just plays a basic 4-4-2. Fair play, Richard. So what he's done is he's retrained his players to play at right and left midfield, and now the entire 11 is in the Media Dream 11. We've not seen that in one of these experiments so far. 91-1 on to go up as champions. So yeah, so I'm sure they will go up as champions in League 2. So let's go and check that out in 2025. But before we do that, if I can just say, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So many people have subscribed recently. It's overwhelming the amount of support I've had recently. So thank you so much, everyone who has. If you haven't and you're new, please do. Let me keep growing and progressing and all that nice stuff. Thanks. Let's go to 2025 then. There you go. Champions. Only got 99 points. Did not manage to get the 100 point mark, but they still won by 20 points from Wrexham. And it was very tight, wasn't it? From 2nd all the way down to 7th where the playoffs start. I mean, 8 points. It sounds a lot, but it's not really, is it? I mean, a couple of wins here and there in a 46-game season can really just change the whole dynamic of the entire season. We never looked at the top goal scorer last season, so let's quickly do that. Eastleigh centre forward 1 with 23 in 37. And if we go to the Vanarama National League, Eastleigh centre forward 3 with 18 in 37. 18 in 36 for centre forward 2. Isn't that weird? Centre forward 2 and 3 were the top goal scorers last season, and now centre forward 1 has popped up with more goals the following year. Fine. Richard Hill is still absolutely loving life in charge of Eastleigh. He's on £1,300 a week. He's the manager. He says job director of football. I'm not quite sure what that is in reference to. Anyway, we look at the team and look at that. 130s, 120s. I mean, even the player that was he just got to 100, he's now on 114. Eastleigh left back, again, not really playing much. 10 games in League 2 that season. All starts though, to be fair. They are mixing it up a little bit in terms of their squad rotation, and look at this. Under nationality, England under 21s, we're getting capped. Gareth Southgate still in charge. And, only Eastleigh goalkeeper is in the under 21s, to be fair. No one's in the main England squad, unfortunately. Season preview for Sky Bet League One is, again, 91 to 1 on. But look at that. Aaron Cashin is in the Media Dream 11. Derby's Aaron Cashin, and he's got a current ability of 121 and 124. So 2 centre-backs at 124 and then a centre-back at 121, whatever. Eastleigh centre-back 1, he's in the reserves, under 21s, 109 current ability. So they're not even using all the players I've given. I give them 24. They only use 23. I don't know why they do that. Very weird why the AI does that, but it is what it is. League One then, let's go to 2026 and see if they get promoted in League One. It's not even funny now, is it? Like, we saw last time where they had a season where they failed quite badly in League Two and in League One, and then they went up at the second time of asking, but it was never convincing. I don't even know if they won the league in those times. They might have won a couple of leagues on the way to the Prem, but they did get stuck in the Championship for a long time, which is where we're going to be now. So things might be very different in this. I'm expecting a league win. I'm expecting a league win in the Premier League and possibly a Champions League. That's what I'm expecting, which will be far and away from where they were in the lack of professionalism, like one professionalism experiment. 97 points, beating Derby by 13. Derby also going up 3 points clear of Reading in terms of the awards. Centre forward 3 with 22 in 42. Centre forward 1 in 19 in 41. We're going to go for it, gang. 21 in 41 for Kelvin Ehibhatioman. Ehibhatioman? Is that Hatio, like as in ratio, or Hatium Han? Ehibhatioman Han. There we go. Kelvin Ehibhatioman Han. That's what we're going with. And do you know what? I think I've nailed that. If I'm wrong, fine. Phonetically to spell it out for me in the comments, but I'm proud of that one. See? Didn't bottle that, did I? Could have bottled that. I've said it for you guys. Right. I've lost my way. Where are we? Let's go and look at the squad. Richard Hill still loving life. 147 for the Eastleigh goalkeeper 1. And I don't know why, but in the professionalism one, in the lack of professionalism one, wasn't it goalkeeper 2? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, quite a few in the 140s, loads in the 130s, like literally nearly everyone. And then a couple in the 120s and a couple in the 1-teens. So yeah, very impressive. In terms of international caps, not in the main squad, but in the under 21s, look how many players are playing for Eastleigh. Both goalkeepers are there. I mean, how many? 15. 15 of the under 21s all play for Eastleigh, which is very, very impressive indeed. They are all 20 years old. They're about to enter into the Sky Bet Championship, where the media believe they will win the league. They are level. Joint favourites with Fulham. Only 3 players in the Media Dream 11. 3 for Crystal Palace. 3 for Fulham. Brennan Johnson at Fulham moved for £31.5 million from Tottenham. And 2 for Sheffield United, Cameron Archer, who can get very good. He's potentially 155. I think if I'm right, I don't know if I am. I think his range is 140 to 170. I think I've seen him get very good. He's looking pretty good there, to be fair. Another 8 attribute points, another couple here and there, and can be prolific when used correctly. Anyway, that's digressing. Walking through the leagues at the moment, absolutely strolling through, and I think promotion's on at the first time of asking from the Championship. Let's go to 2027. Oh, well, Fulham and Eastleigh, who were meant to be top 2, finished 3rd and 4th. Sheffield United went up in the playoffs. Blackburn automatically promoted, 8 points clear of Eastleigh. Crystal Palace 6 points further clear of Blackburn. So Crystal Palace had a fantastic season. And it's Odsonne Edouard with 24 goals for Crystal Palace. Danny Motor with 20 and 38 for Crystal Palace. And then Josh Sargent for Norwich with 20. So no top goal scorer for Ebbsfleet. No one in the top 3 for Ebbsfleet. Is that maybe where they went wrong? 75 goals. They did score quite a lot. Eastleigh. Dave Challoner's in charge. What's happened here? Richard Hill's retired. Richard Hill retired, fair enough. Dave Challoner's came in 3 days ago, so he's not really had a chance to do much yet, has he? I think Richard decided he wanted to get to the Premier League and he failed, so he's left. And look at that. Wow. So many in the 150s and loads in the 140s. I honestly, this is the first time I'm pretty confident that we're going to get multiple at 200. Out of the ones we've done so far with professionalism, work rate, and determination, I think this is going to be the one where they're going to go on and they're going to dominate. But they have fallen short in the Championship, the first time of asking. In terms of this season, though. Fulham, who the odds were the same last season, they've absolutely reversed the odds. It's 2-7/7-2. Eastleigh and Fulham. I keep saying Ebbsfleet because we did Ebbsfleet on Was It Work Rate? Sorry, if I've said that multiple times, I'll flash it up in the edit. I'm an idiot. You know what I mean. West Ham meant to be second, 13-8 on to go up. Relegated from the Premier League last season, along with Southampton and Hull. In terms of the Premier League, who's been winning the Premier League? Of course, it's been Man City and Liverpool. Well, I can't wait to go and knock them off their perches. Let's go and get into the Premier League at this time of asking. 2028, here we come. And they've done it as champions, and Fulham finishing second. West Ham, who were meant to be in between us, did go up in the playoffs. Fair play to them. 10 points we won the league by, 80 goals scored. 45 conceded. It's not great, is it, in terms of keeping it tight at the back? The top goal scorer was Carlton Morris for Ipswich, Chima Ishola for Stoke, a regen who doesn't look terrible as regens go, and Jamie Strachan, who again doesn't look terrible but looks like he'd be better suited on a L'Oreal advert with that Barnet. 18 and 32 for him. No top goal scorers for us, which is a bit of a strange one, really. If you look at Eastleigh's team, Dave Challenger's gone up at the first time of asking. He's absolutely loving life. Legends, Derek Brooks, backroom staff. Don't know what he does, but look, 3 players in the icons, all wingers, incidentally, and look at that, playing a nice 4-3-3. Quite a few players. Dave Challenger's already in favoured personnel. Couple of other players, centre mid 2 and winger 4 are also in favoured personnel. In the squad, I mean, if we look at centre forward 3, for example, so if we look at 15 and 38, it's not great, is it? Not the best return. Centre mid didn't score at all last season, but most of those were off the bench. And 6 for him, 6 for centre mid 2. But looking over the squad, look at that, 168 for Eastleigh goalkeeper 1. Still yet to be capped by England. Gareth, he's got to be in the squad. Aaron Ramsdale at 162. Oh, Dean Henderson at 147. Don't know why. Spike Brits. That's a real person. Spike Brits. What a name that is. Well, let's just take a moment in honour of Spike Brits. I need to get a face in there for him. At AFC Wimbledon in real life. Moved to Man City in real life? Moved to Man City in real life because it doesn't say anything about the move here. And if it's in Football Manager, it usually does. Just saying. So, very disappointing that he's not actually in the squad, but he will be, and he will be England's number 1, almost certainly. Now they're in the Premier League as well. I think maybe don't call someone up from the Championship. That's fine. Centre forward 3, look at that. Very good player. 3, don't call someone up from the Championship, but they've called him up. 3 caps and a goal. Centre back 5, no caps. Centre back 2, no caps. Defensive mid 1, no caps. Right back. Centre forward 1 cap, 1 goal. He's down here at 156. Look how many are in the 150s. In the 150s, you have got 14 players plus the goalkeeper in the 160s, who's almost in the 170s. There's no way they're getting relegated. Like they did in the lack of professionalism one. Oh, easy for me to say. Lack of professionalism one. Spoilers all over the place, but if you've not seen it, I mean, do go and watch it because just the development, it's just so interesting to see. Anyway, season preview, 9th. They think they're going to be sandwiched in between Brighton. How many teams are getting Champions League football here? Newcastle Champions League football, Brighton Champions League football, Villa Champions League football, Forest Europa League football, Chelsea, Everton got sod all, and I nearly swore then, Everton got sod all 13-1 on to win the league, meant to be finishing 5th. Tottenham also with nothing. Eastleigh goalkeeper 1 has slotted himself in straight away as the best goalkeeper in the league, according to the media. Can't even get into the bloody England team because Aaron pissing Ramsdale's in there. Mikel Arteta's still in charge of Arsenal. Pep's still in charge of City. Is Klopp still there? Klopp's still in charge of Liverpool. Poch is still in charge of Chelsea. Nothing's changed. Hey, Valverde, Inzaghi, Unai Emery. Anyway, the holders, Arsenal in the Premier League. They've won the Premier League last season. I need to look at this Premier League from last season. So, Aston Villa getting Champions League football from 13th. They've won the Europa League. They've won the Champions League. They haven't won the Champions League. That was 1982. Brendan Rodgers in charge. They've won the Europa League in 2028. They did win the Europa League. That's staying in. Conference League football for United. Forest getting Europa League football, finishing 7th. Chelsea getting Europa League football, finishing 6th. Then Brighton up in 4th. I mean, it's a madness, isn't it? So I'm almost certain Eastleigh are not going to finish in the bottom 3. They said they're going to finish 9th. So we're going to jump through 2 years now to 2030 to just start to accelerate things through because otherwise it's going to rumble on forever. Oh, in the first season, Eastleigh getting Champions League football, finishing in 6th, which is phenomenal. Something's happened up here. Someone's won the Champions League. Let's have a look. Arsenal have won 2 Champions Leagues, 2028 and 2030. Liverpool have won it. AC Milan won it there. So maybe someone won the Europa League. Yeah, well, take your pick. Aston Villa, Chelsea and Tottenham in the last 3 years. So there you go. We've got Eastleigh in 6th, getting Champions League football at the first time of asking. Identical record to Chelsea. Very interesting there. And the following season, very respectable, finishing in 3rd. And 2 points behind Liverpool. Only 5 off the pace. Level on points with Arsenal. Beating them on goal difference. No, goals scored, I believe. Must be goals scored. Finishing in 3rd. Europa League football for United probably won the Conference League. Finishing in 10th. You've got Brighton getting Conference League football still in and amongst it. Nottingham Forest getting relegated. After we saw them the other season getting Europa League football by finishing so high up, they've actually fallen away, which is quite sad really. It's nice when a team slots themselves in and, you know, gets involved in shaking up the big picture. It'd be nice to have someone else up here with us rather than just Eastleigh, with United, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham. I know Tottenham and United and that in real life not so much, but they have been. They are on these experiments, aren't they? We all know they are. So, you know. But in terms of Eastleigh then, Dave Challoner is still in charge. Eastleigh winger 1 is a legend. And he is a legend, isn't he? He is a legend. 182 current ability. Superstar. Absolute superstar. Well, let's have a look at the squad then. Look at that. How many? 7 in the 180s. 5 in the 170s, a couple in the 160s, and quite a few who haven't quite made it, who've not been playing enough, clearly. But Eastleigh goalkeeper 1, 190, 20 caps, no goals. Peter Bosz is the new England boss. Gareth resigned after finally winning a World Cup, it seems. Where's Ralph? He's the manager of Scotland. Ralph is the manager of Scotland. He's been all over the place. He's been to Fulham, Huddersfield, Stoke. Now he's at Scotland. Been there since 2028. England beating Morocco in the final in the 2026 World Cup. Interesting. The season preview, the media think Eastleigh will finish 4th. We've got the goalkeeper, centre-back who's playing at left-back, winger 1 and right-back 1. So he's been retrained as a left-back, even though we've got left-backs. I mean, he's good. I mean, he looks decent enough as a left-back, but he's very good aerially. You don't need your full-backs to be that good aerially, for me. 18 heading, 15 jumping reach is pretty good for centre-back. I mean, his dribbling and crossing is not terrible. All I can assume is the left-backs that they've got just don't have the relevant crossing ability. I mean, they've not played him enough. They've retrained someone to play there. I mean, he's a better full-back, isn't he? Eastleigh left-back too. 11 caps and a goal. Plenty of Eastleigh players. Yeah, plenty of Eastleigh players this time. Fair play. Okay, 4th, the media think they're going to finish, and I would say in 3 years, I expect them to have won the Premier League. So we're going to go through to 2033, because not only will they have won the Premier League by then, they'll have probably won a domestic trophy, and I dare say, have Everton just got promoted? Everton got relegated when they were meant to be finishing so high up. I've just been on a tangent. Some of the players will win the league, domestic trophy, and they'll have some players at 200. So 2033, here we come. So we were last here, weren't we? And they finished 3rd. And the following season, they finished 3rd again. Level on points with Arsenal, behind on goal difference. Only 2 points behind City. It was a very low points total, to be fair, winning the league at 78. But so close. 1 win away. And let that be known. They said, that's not going to happen again. City getting 77 points, 1 point shy. But Eastleigh getting 89 points, winning the Premier League at the 4th time of asking. I mean, by 2032, they won the Premier League. So that's very impressive. Inside 10 years. And then Man City tried to roar back, but Eastleigh had too much for them. 3 points they won the league by. That's 2 in a row. Fair play to Eastleigh. The season preview says they are odds-on favourite to win the league. Everyone in the team is an Eastleigh player apart from Erling Haaland. Dave Challoner has got 2 Premier Leagues. He's also won 2 FA Cups back-to-back. Yet to win a Carabao Cup. Yet to win a Champions League. Let's have a look at the competitions then. Oh, they come run up in 2033. They've just lost in the Champions League final to PSG, who've won it twice in a row. Look at that. Endrick and Jude Bellingham. Oh my God, how good's Endrick got on this save file? Insane. Missed a penalty, but no, they were ahead from the first leg. And the final, unfortunately, lost 2-0 to PSG. Xavi Simons, were pretty good, and Chima Ishola, who is a regen and a very good one at that. They lost in the final, and they lost in the quarter-final of the season before that to Arsenal, but it was enough to win the league. They won the FA Cup final 2 years in a row, as mentioned, to Villa and Leicester, They lost in the FA Cup final the season before that to Liverpool. The Carabao Cup, they've just lost to Arsenal in the final as well. And in terms of the players, Dave Challoner's absolutely loving life, and understandably so. Eastleigh winger 1, defensive midfielder 1, and centre-back 2. All 200 out of 200. Winger 3, centre-mid 3, centre-mid 2, centre-back 5. Goalkeeper 1, centre forward 3, left back 2, and right back 1, all in the 190s. Couple in the 180s, couple in the 170s. England have surely got to. De Zerbi is having a lovely time in charge of England. Surely De Zerbi has got to be winning trophies. They've won a World Cup. They've just won the World Cup against Portugal 3 years ago, actually. So what happened in the Euros then? Lost to Scotland in the quarterfinals on penalties. David Moyes is in charge. Ralph resigned. 2030 to go and become the manager of Austria. Of course he did. He always does that. Ralph, go and become the manager of England. So Eastleigh are there, 2-time Premier League winners by 2033. The players are currently only 27 years old. We're going to go through 5 more years now to 2038. And I'm assuming we're going to have a lot more Premier League wins, a lot more trophies coming in, and almost certainly some Champions Leagues. Well, the following season, so we're back, and they won the Premier League again, this time by 15 points, and I think they're going to win it every year because they're just going to have the best team. Yeah, 20 points, 16 points. Wow, another 16 points, breaking the 100-point barrier, only losing to Leeds, who actually finished 11th. Fair play. Anything else happening in the league while we're looking? I mean, not a lot, really. 17 points there for Eastleigh, and there we are up to present day. In terms of Champions League, only got the one Champions League in 2034. That is disappointing, isn't it? They're absolutely dominating the Premier League. They've lost to PSG and Real Madrid in the finals. They've not got to the final in the last 3 years. To be honest, Dave Challoner is not doing the business. Junior coaching and youth recruitment has not been improved. Like, so lazy. Just use some of your 1.05 billion. They won 5 FA Cups. Norwich have won the most recent FA Cup. They won 4 in a row, to be fair. And the Carabao Cup. We've finally got a couple of Carabao Cups. Losing 3 finals as well. Have we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finals in a row before them all Manchester derby recently. A 1-0 win for Man City. Rodrigo Miguel with the penalty. A very good player. Argentinian. Signed for £7.75 million. Pep's still in charge. Rob Holding's in charge of Arsenal. Interesting. So, all the players are becoming favoured personnel, icons, and legends. Dave Challoner's a legend. He's not had to do a lot, to be honest. I mean, look at this. 6 at 200. Another 5 in the 190s. Very high 190s. Almost there. A couple in the 180s, a couple in the 170s. They just absolutely just bossed it, haven't they? Professionalism is such an important attribute. They are 32 years old, though, so they are going to start to decline. Wayne Rooney's in charge of England, ladies and gentlemen. Xabi Alonso was sacked. De Zerbi resigned. Graham Potter came in for a cup of coffee. Finally won a Euros in 2036. Who did that? That was Nuno Espirito Santo. Wayne Rooney's been there for the best part of a year, and the World Cup is currently going on. It's currently going on, and England have got Turkey in the round of 16. Spain won it last time, beating Belgium in the final. Well, we will be coming back and looking at internationally going forward. The players are going to start to decline. 2045 is when they're going to move. Are they going to decline? Are they going to decline enough that's going to make them get relegated? I'm going to say maybe not. This might be the first time that it's not. Let's go and have a look. 2045, here we come. We were last here 37-38, and they just won the Premier League by 17 points, and they had so many good players. And the following season, they won it again. 92 points, 13 points clear of Arsenal in second place, and then it starts. They were about 34, the players were now, so they were starting to decline. As you can see here, 5 points off the pace to Arsenal, again 4 points off the pace the following season, so 2 in a row for Arsenal. Then down in 4th for Eastleigh, unfortunately, 4th place, 9 points off the pace. Then getting Champions League football, probably because they won the Champions League, yet still finishing 10th. Not a great season at all. Finishing 9th, no European football whatsoever that season. Getting Conference League football by finishing 9th. And they've never finished outside the top half. That's really impressive. I'm well impressed with that. Gianluca Scamacca's in charge. Okay. Richard Hill. Dave Challoner, after... I mean, I will say, he wasn't winning enough Champions Leagues for me. I will say, though, after 14 years, to sack him is a little bit harsh. Thomas Tuchel came in for literally 5 months. Japhet Tenganga is the caretaker, head of youth development. Japhet Tenganga has been caretaker a couple of times. Mikel Arteta came in and got sacked. He's now back at Arsenal. What happened here then? Mikel Arteta was sacked as manager of Arsenal, poor league position. Hired as AC Milan manager, did pretty well there. Resigned, went to Spain. resigned after a run of bad results, went to Newcastle, then came to Eastleigh, won the Champions League, won the UEFA Super Cup, sacked, then went back to Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta has come full circle. Mikel Arteta, Rob Holding, Luis Enrique, Mikel Arteta. And then now, out of nowhere, Gianluca Scamacca. He was manager of Al Ahly for a couple of years. 160 grand a week. His attributes are actually all right as a manager. Not bad. 3 Champions Leagues, though, as mentioned. They won it in 2039, beating Manchester United. 2 more runners-ups, and then another win in 2042-43, beating Liverpool in the final. Liverpool have gone on to win back-to-back Champions Leagues, to be fair. Never won a Europa League or a Conference League because they've just never been in it, to be fair. So Eastleigh have won 7 FA Cups, not won an FA Cup since 2040, all been in the final. Got to the Carabao Cup final in 42-43, but haven't won the Carabao Cup since 36-37. Just the 2 Carabao Cups in this experiment. It's not the trophy you go seeking, but disappointing to only win a couple, isn't it? They should have done a lot better, especially with the team of how good they all were. The best players in the 150s and the 140s, the 130s. Everyone else has dropped down to below 100. And the transfer embargo has been lifted. They've got 1.03 billion. All the players are about to leave. I've simmed forward a little bit. Let's go and find out how they did post superstars. Firstly, Chris Basham's in charge. Managers. Mikel Arteta, yeah, we saw that. Gianluca Scamacca was there for 236 days. He had a poison chalice, to be honest. Team Koopmeiners, who's now the manager of Everton, was there. Scamacca's unemployed. He's been the manager of Man City and United and Italy. Roma twice. Okay, mental. Japhet Tenganga's just having a whale of a time. He's a fantastic head of youth development, really. Working with youngsters 12, he's wanted by Arsenal. He's unemployed. Oh, he went to PSG. Disappointing. Richard Thomas, regen, and look at the state of that. Wouldn't be a current Jayhuahua video, would it? Without me having to rip into these regen faces. But this is why I pay money to use Midjourney to put the better faces in to have a more immersive experience. Richard Thomas, rubbish. Lucas Surridge. So we're moving into people that probably aren't real. Like Lucas Surridge, again, not real. He's now at Napoli. Dominic Hyam is real, is very good as well. He was a player and was mediocre. I don't think he'll be too offended at me saying. He won't be watching this though, will he? He never really made it out of any sort of lower league football, and then he became a manager and has literally gone insane. Manager of FC Bayern. Japhet Tenganga keeps going in there, and Chris Basham has been there for nearly 5 years. He's been the England manager. He's been manager of all sorts of teams. Fair play. Again, never really set the world on fire as a player, but as a manager, very, very good. And as you can see here, Eastleigh have won a Premier League here in 52-53. They'd come second in 49-50, third most recently. Well, let's go and have a look at the squad then, first of all. The squad, we've got players. We've got Kieran Abrahams, who is a very, very good player. 189 at 21 years old. Brilliant. Christian Jayhuahua, look at that. 110 million they paid Arsenal for him. Literally, yesterday. They've just bought him yesterday for 110 million. They've got some good players, a very good core squad. In terms of the transfers, well, we've just seen they've just paid 110 million for Christian Jayhuahua yesterday. Let's go back to 45-46, where they got 600 million pounds in. They spent 232 million, so they did spend some good money that season. The following season, again, 211 million spent. Only selling one player out, sending one player out on loan, not selling anyone. Very good. And this is what I'm saying. Okay, thank you to people who've commented in the previously to tell me I'd put too much money in for the transfer fee, which has then made their finances reset. Because now, as you can see, they're actually spending some of the money and they're becoming powerhouses. Look at that, nearly 300 million pounds spent. And in the 10 years since, Eastleigh have actually done really well. Have they won any other trophies? No more Champions Leagues. They've won 2 Conference Leagues though. 45-46 and 51-52. Lost in the Europa League final to Liverpool in 49-50. Unlucky lads. 7 FA Cup still. They've won a 3rd Carabao Cup in 2050-51. Fair play to them. And that's it. That's all there is to sort of really look at. I mean, plenty of trophies for them. And it goes to show how good professionalism is as an attribute. As a hidden attribute. The worst professionalism squad were abysmal. They got to the Premier League, floundered in lower mid-tables, survived a couple of seasons and got relegated all the way back to the Vanarama National League by the time the players retired. This team had won, for my money, not enough Champions Leagues with how good the players got, but 2 Champions Leagues, like 7 or 8 Premier Leagues, and never dropped out the top half. whereas the other one dropped out of the Football League. That's all there is to say. Professionalism is one of the most, if not the most, important attributes. And this two-part series detailing each extreme really goes to signify that. So, yeah, get your professional players in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed yourself watching this one. If you have, please do drop a like on it. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I missed. Any ideas for future experiments that you want me to do, let me know. Specific attributes like this style, let me know. Any other ideas whatsoever as well, let me know in the comments. Or if you just want to just say anything randomly in the comments, I'll get back to you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take good care of yourselves, gang. And I'll see you soon.